If there were substitutions made in your food, do you think you'd be able to figure out what it was just with your little tongue? I'm Courtney Miller. And where there is a recipe on a website, there are comments with people who made substitutions. And some of them are messed up. Me and my friends, Shane and Noah, are gonna try this evidence and figure out what crimes were made. I'm hungry for justice.
I'm hungry. I wasn't ready for justice.
Noah? Mm-hmm. Shane?
Yeah.
People with big mouths? Are you ready to eat?
Yeah.
Is that why you picked us?
Yeah, do we have big mouths? I don't think I do.
This is Culinary Crimes. I have evidence to show you guys.
Okay.
3 recipes to be exact.
That was impressive. Took your lessons from the Pixar lamp on that one.
That's so stupid.
Can you do some of that?
Yeah, you got it.
Let's see what this is.
Ooh.
Did you guys prep for this?
I prepped by showing up hungry.
Yeah. I didn't eat lunch today. I'm just kidding, I did.
Exhibit A is Gochujang tuna salad.
Oh man.
What?
I hate tuna.
Oh!
This is
not gonna be good for you,
This
bud.
is gonna be a crime no matter what it is.
Well, the actual ingredients are supposed to be mayonnaise, gochujang, chunk light tuna in water,
Okay.
and green onion.
Okay, we're looking
4
4
ingredients.
Pretty simple.
Okay, I've definitely had all of these things. So I know their tastes. I'm trying to remember gochujang.
Our suspect in the comments, their incident was on January 25th, 2021 at 6:18 p.m. Great recipe! I couldn't find blank at my Kroger, so I used blank blank instead. I don't know what blank is, but my wife definitely wouldn't let me eat it, so I used blank instead. The texture on the blank is a little rough. My kids loved this one.
No! Don't put your kids into this! Also, he said I couldn't find blank, so I substituted it with blank blank.
Yeah,
Like you're
multiple
already doing it
things.
wrong.
Already sounds pretty criminal. We're looking at community service at least. Okay, some witnesses to this. Someone else said, so you didn't make this recipe at all then? Oh God.
Dang.
Another witness, why bother rating a recipe for gochujang tuna salad if you omitted both the blank and the blank?
Interesting.
Wow.
We might be dealing with multiple ingredients swapped here.
Some pretty important ones.
This might be a multiple food homicide.
So here we have the evidence in front of us. This does not look like a tuna salad to me.
Really? I mean, there is substance to it.
Yeah.
And the only ingredient, like the tuna is the only thing that isn't just like kind of besides the green onion, which we see.
See, I'm not familiar with gochujang prior to this investigation, but I'm looking here and I see no real sauce or red or anything chili, on top, right?
It looks.
But maybe
very
it's underneath.
It looks a different color than any tuna I've ever seen before in my life.
See, but they said that their local Kroger didn't have blank and blank. What Kroger doesn't have tuna?
True.
Exactly. That's confusing.
Very true.
We need to look at their statements.
Okay. And these appear to be Ritz crackers.
Or you've got over here, I think this is Toll House?
Ooh,
Possibly.
interesting.
Wow, wow.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna take out this little weird
Here,
cracker.
you're the lead detective.
Let me get the first forensic sample, please.
Ooh,
Oh,
the sound.
this-
I don't hear like what I would expect.
I don't hear that crisp tuna sound that typically accompanies.
I'm trying to get a forensic sample. That's disgusting.
It's borderline dead silent.
All right, let's see.
Get your sample.
I'm gonna try to get underneath from the bottom. Let's try to fold it. I want to try to
we all
get whatever
get-
That
ingredients
could be
go
where
down.
the gochujang is.
Maybe.
It doesn't smell bad.
No, it doesn't. It has the green onion. I might accidentally eat this at a party.
Okay, Noah, I will say that he said the kids love it. I'm sorry, but I think that means you might love it.
Yeah, I got the palate of a kid. We know this.
Okay.
All right, little gentleman.
Shall we do this?
Yep.
Let's go.
I don't hate this.
Yeah. This is actually good.
There's something so familiar and I can't figure it out. Oh my goodness.
This reminds me of beef tartare.
Yeah, I definitely sense that, but I think it's lacking in flavor.
It is. You really just get the green onion and then it's
Something.
not sweet. It's not.
I want to say the Ritz cracker is more flavorful.
You know what?
The salad.
You might be right. Can I go for just a plain? I'm gonna go for a little plain bite.
Get a little.
Right? I'm gonna get a little plain.
This is not the meat that you that was supposed to be. This person did not understand the assignment.
No, and I think witness number 1, I think, gives us the biggest clue here, which is so you didn't make this recipe at all then, which means something incredibly integral is missing from the gochujang tuna salad.
But what I'm trying to figure out is how could a Kroger not have something
Tuna.
so crucial? I think that Kroger wouldn't have gochujang because like Kroger is like a very, very white store, and I feel like they just are they don't have like gochujang. You gotta like go to a different market sometimes to get it. So does anyone have any theories?
I do.
Yeah. Wait.
I do have a theory. I have a hunch,
Okay.
but it's still kind of a half hunch because we're definitely dealing with 2 missing ingredients.
Yes.
2 swapped ingredients. Now, I know what's missing, but I don't know what was replaced in its place.
What do you believe is missing?
I believe we are definitely missing tuna. I mean, look, I love tuna, but I think it's absolutely missing, which is strange that a Kroger wouldn't have tuna.
Yeah, it's like, what,
I believe
man?
this person might just be dumb.
Yeah, they didn't go to, they're like chicken of the sea, it's not in the poultry. Where is it?
You're so right.
You know, they mentioned, I didn't know what blank was. So I think it could be that we're missing the tuna and the gochujang. Now, what was put in their place, I have no clue.
Yeah, and why would your wife not let you eat it?
What is another kind of meat that wouldn't be cooked? Because if you're I don't think they cooked meat and use that, because tuna is something you just throw into it and it's a cold salad. So I'm wondering, throwing out this idea, is it some sort of deli meat?
Ooh, like a cold cut.
Like I think, is it cold cuts? I think one of you mentioned bologna before.
Like it could be ground up bologna.
Yeah, ground up
Like they put
bologna,
it in
like
a
ground.
grinder.
That's messed up.
You know what? I think that might be something close, because for some reason I eat this and my brain thinks Big Mac. And I know that's like really gross and like it doesn't really taste like a Big Mac, but something about it is giving me beef and it's giving me Thousand Island. I don't know why. That's what I'm feeling.
Big Mac is a really good comparison.
Looking at the meat up close, it doesn't look cooked.
No?
I mean, if it's cooked, it's so pale. Or they just didn't season
I just
like
don't
turkey.
think I just don't, if it's turkey, it does remind me of ground turkey. It's kind of flavorless like ground turkey.
I'm not used to deli meat being like ground up. Like this is this
Yeah.
is a specific texture. I think this is some ground beef tartare with the mayo, maybe a little bit of sriracha, and green onions.
Okay. I think that they substituted the tuna for a turkey, and I think they substituted the gochujang for a Thousand Island. That's what I think, and I think the green onions are there. You know, I think everything else is there.
I am going to second Noah. I had the same exact notes down in Shane's silly notes. I'm going to go with turkey, and I'm going to say Thousand Island as the swap for the dressing. Because I taste zero spice.
Yeah, there's nothing
Zero
happening.
spice.
Very flat flavor.
That's very
Yeah.
true. Very
So
true.
Thousand Island sounds right to me.
All right, let's see what the verdict was.
I'm so curious to find out.
I'm very curious too. Okay, a little intense there.
It's fresh from
From the bakery.
the evidence.
Baked up the results.
Uh-oh. Okay,
Okay.
Ooh.
the verdict. Great recipe. I couldn't find tuna at my Kroger, so I used ground turkey instead.
Ooh.
I don't know what gochujang is, but my wife definitely wouldn't let me eat it. I used ketchup instead.
Half of Thousand Island is ketchup.
Yeah, we were close.
Wow. The texture on the ground turkey is a little rough. My kids loved this one. Wow.
That's insane. We were close. Collectively, we were pretty damn close.
So witness number 2 was correct. This is not a tuna salad. It is not a gochujang tuna salad. It is nothing remotely
It's
any of
ketchup
that.
turkey salad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Shall we try the real thing?
Yes, please. Okay, there we go. That looks like human food.
I'm gonna be honest, this is gross looking. This as well is like, I don't wanna be near that.
Of course, Noah.
Yeah,
Of
well,
course.
and Noah, you've established you don't like tuna.
No.
Which should have been our first indication because you
I
liked.
ate that, you're right.
You did eat that. So,
All right,
lead detective.
shall we? Thank you. I am the only detective.
All right.
What do you think that this person's punishment should be for their crimes?
You know what, I wanna taste the original to really know how far off they went, because maybe they were inspired, you know? Maybe it's not that far off.
I don't know what sentencing for this person, but their wife needs maybe like some seminars, some classes.
I need couples therapy.
If she's going, I'm not gonna let you eat gochujang, she needs to have someone talk to her.
Yeah.
All right?
Here we go.
Justice.
Okay. The gochujang really does help the tuna. I don't like tuna, that's pretty okay.
I love tuna and crackers or tuna and tortilla chips. So, ooh, and there's some kick after.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
kick is there. The kick is absolutely there, and it's good.
But it is nowhere near this. Like, there's nothing recognizable between these two.
No, yeah.
This is really nice. There's so much more flavor to it. The texture I like a lot more. As we saw, the turkey was really hard to put on a cracker. It's not meant for it.
Yeah.
But the tuna goes right on.
Better
Super
texture, better
Ingredients.
colors, better Papa John's.
You guys are, that's their crime. They gotta learn to cook from Papa John's. That's what it is. They gotta go work
That's
at
what
Papa
you need.
John's. For real though, if I had to suggest a sentencing, I think they should have to work at Kroger until they learn where all the products are.
That's a good one. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Incredible. Shall we try the next case?
Yes.
Yes.
Shane, do you have the next case?
Yeah, let me go. There we go.
Thank you. Noah? The next suspect partook of creamy Italian chicken.
Oh man. Oh man.
This is
I don't like creamy in this.
that last one wasn't so bad, but I think this case is gonna get dirty.
Ingredients included: boneless, skinless chicken breast, Italian salad dressing mix, water, cream cheese, condensed cream of chicken soup, mushroom stems and pieces, pasta or rice, and fresh oregano.
Okay.
Okay. The suspect commented, altered this recipe to suit my taste, in parentheses, used blank instead of blank and blank instead of blank, but still was not a keeper. Will not make again.
Okay.
I wonder why. It's only like I swapped all the flavor.
Okay, so the last recipe, he liked it, but this recipe, they're acknowledging right now that what we're about to deal with is not good.
And they also acknowledge that they don't like the original recipe. So they chose a recipe they were never gonna like, changed ingredients on it, and then still didn't like it.
Damn.
Why log in?
This is on World's Dumbest Criminals right now.
Oh,
This
no.
culinary crime.
So once again, we're dealing with 2 swapped ingredients,
Two.
but out of a much larger list of ingredients.
Yeah.
Might be a little more tough to.
And some of these ingredients are kind of similar.
So a witness to this comment said, no rating, just a comment to suspect. You changed the entire recipe and then gave it 1 star, complaining about it. Think about it. Figure it out. Shall we see the evidence?
Please. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
See, no, but that's what's off-putting, is like immediately you recognize one of the things, but the second thing, we will not know.
No, I think the assuredness of one of the ingredients makes me so much more scared about what the second one is.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Wait, I might know. I might know immediately. Get your magnifying glass out
Okay.
and identify these leaves. Look close at these leaves.
It's weed! Feel like I am seeing mushrooms. I feel like I am.
I'm seeing mushrooms.
I'm seeing, I think what is oregano.
Yeah, is that oregano?
Yeah, it's oregano.
He has the.
Those are large oregano pieces, but
Yeah.
that's oregano.
I think it might be a garnish. These larger oregano.
Oh,
leaves.
okay.
And because there is chopped or finely ground oregano as well, and there's definitely no chicken on this plate.
Yeah, that's not chicken.
No, it was clearly swapped for some sort of shellfish. But I don't know what kind.
Ooh, get your nose in there. Something is really familiar. Like with the mushroom, there's something else, right?
I gotta be honest, guys. This might not be a good case for me to be on. I might have a conflict of interest here. You see, growing up, beef stroganoff was my least favorite food. Still is, and this smells like beef stroganoff to me.
It does.
Really?
It does.
And I am immediately
What about this is giving beef stroganoff?
the horrible nightmarish nostalgia is rising through my
It's the mushroom.
spine, and I guys, I might have to get off this case.
No.
Oh, you
No,
can't.
you're not off this case. Do not take off your badge and do not give me your gun.
Fine, I'll do it.
It's the complete opposite of every cop show.
Also, I think
Keep your badge.
This is too close to home. You're the only one that can do it.
I don't like mushrooms, guys, but I'm gonna do this for the team.
So I'm gonna do something strange here. I can clearly see that this is pasta. So I do not need to eat much of the pasta because I
that's
know
true.
it's pasta.
True. Okay.
But I'm trying to get the flavor here.
All right. Shall we partake?
Yes.
Do it. I'm gonna do separate. Similar to you, I know it's shrimp, so I'm gonna go straight for the pasta and
Fair,
sauce.
fair.
Okay. Okay.
It creates the strangest fettuccine. It is not in any way.
Yeah.
In no way do I taste cheese for real, but it's tricking me into thinking.
This tastes like if you accidentally transported to a different universe, went to a restaurant, and they're like, here's some normal food.
Yeah.
And you take a bite and then you immediately go, I am not home.
Yeah.
I am somewhere else.
Got opposite ratatouille.
This is not my universe.
Yeah.
So the sauce, like the creamy sauce, is good to me. I think what's not the aftertaste of this shrimp. It's shrimp. We can admit to ourselves that this is shrimp.
Yes.
That does not go well with this, in my opinion.
Are we sure this is a mushroom? Shane, you got a lot of mushrooms. That's a mushroom for sure.
That's a mushroom.
Yeah.
These are clearly mushrooms. Those are clearly shrimp. That's clearly fettuccine.
Do you think this
pasta.
mushroom came with the cream of, like, do you think it's cream of mushroom with it instead of cream of chicken?
Ooh, that's a good
Right?
suggestion.
That's probably what you're smelling
Wow.
from stroganoff.
Yeah.
Like, possibly. I don't know, though.
That's a good, because mushrooms and stems and pieces are definitely here.
What could also be missing is the cream cheese,
Cream
or the
cheese.
Italian salad dressing mix, because I feel like there's also, once again, a lack of flavor to
You're
this
right.
to me. This just kind of tastes creamy and just bleh. I think I'm starting to feel like I know what this is. I think I have my guess.
It's so interesting because I've never cooked with cream cheese in order to make a cheesy pasta sauce. It's always been a Parmesan. I can't even begin to think about what cream cheese would be. Like, maybe the cream cheese isn't there.
You could be right, because when you make like an Alfredo sauce, like a creamy Italian chicken, you kind of will have like a soft cheese, a cream cheese to help make that like sauce.
Oh.
So the cream of mushroom is a really,
That's a really good
hunch.
guess. But I don't think that's it. I do not think that's it.
What are our theories?
I've got a hunch, and I'm gonna be honest, we all can see that this is shrimp, right? Shrimp
Yes.
instead of chicken.
Yeah.
We all agree.
And I just can't see if it's the cream cheese or the cream of chicken that's changed. So I went cream of chicken was changed for clam chowder. That's what
Very
I think. I feel like it's a little
Dastardly.
salty.
That's dastardly.
It is.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Double
It's messed up.
shellfish? Maybe.
Wow. Awful. So my theory, shrimp, obvious. We can clearly see that. I think they swapped the Italian salad dressing mix for just plain salt and pepper.
Ooh.
She was just like, I put some salt and pepper into it because this is not seasoned enough for me. And whoever made this, I think, is an extremely boring person.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree on, obviously, chicken and shrimp, but the cream of chicken soup would definitely conflict with the shrimp. So it being clam chowder instead, it's like fishiness together. I think that might be what it is.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good theory.
Let's get the verdict. Altered this recipe to suit my taste. Used shrimp instead of chicken and mushroom soup instead of chicken soup.
Wow.
But still was not a keeper. Will not make this again.
Wow.
We were close.
You guys were on the right path.
Yeah.
You know, we
Mushroom
were
soup.
almost there. If we had brought to court the mushroom soup, we would have definitely had, you know, a done and shut case. But we said clam chowder.
But there is cream of mushroom. I know some people will put that like in that Thanksgiving dish with the green beans, cream of mushroom, and then like the onion.
Oh,
chips.
like a casserole
Yeah.
type vibe.
But I think it makes sense because I do think cream of chicken would have more flavor than a mushroom soup, and it just didn't have much flavor to me. But you guys were on the right path.
Shall we try the real thing?
Yes, looks so much better.
Really? I actually like the other one.
Oh, wow. They both are very similar in looks, but I love chicken Alfredo, and that's kind of what it reminds me of.
There's chicken in this. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely the least Italian pasta I think that exists.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely like you came through Ellis Island and this is what the people wanted you to make.
The chicken is so much better with this.
The chicken makes more sense with
Yeah.
this sauce.
Yeah.
I still think visually the shredded chicken, just mixing with the cheese, like to me, it's a really gross glob on top, but the flavor is so much better.
Yeah, the flavor's better.
I did not like oregano and shrimp together. I did not like that combo.
Interesting.
Also, I'd never had mushroom and shrimp. We were talking about that, but I'd never had those two together. It didn't feel wrong. It just was brand new. I've had mushroom with like beef flavor, you know?
Yeah. So clearly they don't like chicken because they said based on to suit my taste,
Yeah.
which is just I hate chicken.
Yeah, they took out everything that had chicken.
all the chicken out of it. I don't know how this person, who clearly hates chicken, ended up having a creamy Italian chicken recipe.
Yes!
What are you doing?
Yeah, like what did you Google?
Yeah, I think this person has to be charged with some form of fraud, but you're a fraud to yourself. I don't know if this is offensive, but this feels like a grandma recipe to me.
Yeah.
You know, I think grandma recipes often have a can of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They often have like a
cool back
dressing.
then.
They have like a dressing mix.
Yeah.
Involved like that.
Yeah.
This feels like a recipe that one of my grandmothers would have.
Wow. I'd say this was a crime of greed.
Ooh.
They were selfish with this recipe. They weren't necessarily idiots. They knew where to get what they needed, but they made bad choices.
Yeah, it does feel like a crime of greed.
I think some community service is in order.
Yeah.
I can see that.
All right, time for our last case. Shane, the final case, please.
That was easy.
Oh, please.
My core is strong.
It's like real investigators.
Yeah, this is what they do.
Yeah.
This is why nothing gets solved. It takes them 48 hours to do this, and then they
Yeah,
go, it's
it's too
screwed,
late.
I don't know.
Shane, I am told that your taste buds will be specifically helpful in this case.
Whoa.
The recipe we have is chocolate chip banana bread.
Love making that. I made that this weekend.
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
Why?
You just add chocolate chips to the banana bread.
Oh.
Ingredients are granulated sugar, unsalted butter, overripe bananas, eggs, sour milk or buttermilk, baking soda, all-purpose flour, and chocolate chips.
I never put buttermilk or the milk aspect in my banana bread. Never heard of that.
All right, our suspect entered the chat and said, "Could I substitute blank for the blank?" Witness said, "I've never tried that. Let me know how it works if you do." Okay. We do not know if it's good or bad.
Okay.
I'm very curious about
So-
this.
It seems like we have one ingredient swapped, yes?
It looks like one ingredient is swapped.
Just one. And it's a
Just
quick
one.
swap. Can I swap blank for blank?
Quick.
Can I swap blank for blank? Banana for strawberries?
And this is also a crime in which the witness has never witnessed any substitution similar. They they said like, I have no idea what you're gonna do, no idea how that's gonna work. You know, it's something that they wouldn't even be familiar with.
And they weren't even like horrified by the thought of it.
They were just purely curious.
So a crime happened, but it wasn't necessarily intentional. So we were looking at some sort of banana manslaughter.
Yes. Yes.
Let us bring in the evidence. Okay.
So at first glance, as I said, I just baked banana bread this weekend.
Did it have chocolate chips in it?
It had chocolate chips in it. This is definitely a different texture. I mean, not too different than mine. No, this looks overall rather similar.
I love how much chocolate chips are in it.
These are for sure chocolate chips?
I hope so. Yeah, I'm seeing some like herb. There's a speckle.
Well, that's typical in a lot of banana bread.
Yeah, I guess normally with banana bread, I don't even look. I eat it so fast. I really don't. I can't tell you if I've ever had a good look at banana bread before in my life. I think I just.
Oh, God damn. Don't get me while we're in the magnifying
a crime
glass.
scene
You
here.
haven't been in the field like I have.
No, I haven't.
This is all seeming as normal.
I want to see how it lands.
I gotta get the top. Oh.
That's a normal banana bread.
It wasn't too springy.
That was insane. I like your craft, Noah.
Gotta do the ballistics on this banana
You
bread.
get your hands dirty.
I'm wondering if the smell is off.
It smells like cake. It smells like a chocolate chip cookie to me.
There's
I'm getting a little, the closer I get, the more I feel disturbed.
Okay.
Unnerved. This is definitely giving True Detective one of the seasons, and I can't tell which.
All right, shall we?
Yeah.
It feels drier than a
Yeah.
normal banana bread. It makes me question if there's banana in this.
Ooh.
Do you feel that?
Extra banana?
I gotta say that at first I thought you were insane for saying that, but I can't help but feel like what's missing from this banana bread is its soul.
Yeah, right?
Like
it feels so empty.
It is a hollow. Like there's no emotion in this banana bread. I
There's so much chocolate chips that I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it does feel like chocolate bread. It's
Yeah.
like a chocolate loaf. Shane, can you open this up for me? Open up your piece in half. Like, take out the middle and smell in
Let's
there.
open her up, Shane.
Smell in there. Like, and then even take out some depth. Really just
like get in
do you
there.
smell banana in there? Like, really
I am not. It's
smell
crazy because it
cookie.
looks like it looks like banana bread, but it does not smell like there's bananas in it. But then again, like I don't know if I've ever attempted to look at a banana bread loaf and be like, there is bananas in this, right? And smell for
Right.
bananas.
Okay,
Let's see that cheese.
I have a hunch. Overripe bananas, because they get very sweet. The flavor gets more so in that direction. So whereas just a regular banana, not a lot going on.
Whoa.
So what if it's just a banana, not overripe? That would explain the dryness, because overripe bananas are like mushier,
more
moist.
sugar has developed
Yeah.
in it, you know?
Yeah.
Whoa, Chief, you might be onto something.
Like what if this person wanted to make banana bread, but didn't have time because it takes a few days for bananas to ripen, and they're like, I want it now.
In their original comment, did they mention them changing the recipe for a flavor choice?
No, it is a one sentence. Could I substitute the blank for the blank?
I think I know. When you mash the overripe bananas in the bowl, when you're first starting out, before you pour the melted butter into that and mix that in, it gives this very like mushy, borderline, but not quite liquidy substance. What if they swapped the bananas for applesauce?
Whoa.
Because it wouldn't be bad, but it just would be different. We're not
Different.
Less
tasting
flavorful.
bananas, but it has all the same structure.
Yeah.
I think we're dealing with that swap, and I don't know why you would make that swap, but I think that's the swap we're dealing with here.
Wow.
You know what? That's also an insanely good theory. I mean, and you're the expert here. If we had to put you on the stand as a witness, you would be our pick.
Yeah.
What's an egg substitute that works like an egg? Because I think you're really smart, Shane, and my hunch is that they're substituting a key ingredient. And if they're not substituting the banana for applesauce, which I think is a good thought, are they substituting the egg for something? Have you ever heard of that?
There definitely is a thing, but I do not know vegan baking that well. Yeah. But there has to be a substitute that would make sense there.
They also mention, what is it, buttercream or sour milk?
Yeah.
What was it?
Sour milk or buttermilk.
Oh, what if instead of sour milk, it was like creamer?
Ooh.
No. Like straight up coffee mate?
That could be a good, because
it's so sweet and like cookies.
Ooh, that would make sense because of the great thing about banana bread and why I make it so often is because all the ingredients are so simple. You have bananas, they get too ripe to eat. So you go, oh, I definitely have eggs, butter, sugar, flour, and maybe chocolate chips. I definitely have baking soda. All you need is the basic baking ingredients. Yeah. But sour milk or buttermilk, not as common. Yeah. You're not just gonna always have that stocked, but you would probably have coffee mate or a creamer in your fridge.
Yeah.
That makes this is my favorite theory.
Whoa, that's a great, man, Chief, you are onto something because as well, that would be a comment that someone, I'm telling you, Chief, you're a good detective.
Yes, Chief.
Because there's a comment from the witness, and the witness says, I've never tried that. I've never even heard of that. Tell me the result. They want to know what happened because it's so strange to them. And milk for creamer, I wouldn't even think about that because some creamer isn't even dairy. You wouldn't even look at creamer. It's sugary, corn syrup, something about it. It doesn't register as milk.
I want to lock that in.
Yeah, I completely agree with both of you.
All right, we are in agreement unanimously. The sour milk or buttermilk has been replaced with creamer. Let us see the verdict.
Boss, I'm nervous.
Let me just say I had a great time with you guys today.
Thank you.
Suspect, October 16th, 2022. Could I substitute OJ for the milk?
Ew! Ew! What? Dude, no, you can't. You cannot do that. I mean, maybe you can. We just tried it and it worked, kinda, but no.
We're definitely dealing with a court case here.
Oh, man.
This is
That's a layered joke for you at home.
This is a crime.
You're funny. God damn.
I should have known it was OJ.
We should have known.
We just ate a smoothie bread.
Why does this work?
Why does it work? That's why I'm the most mad. I've been deceived.
I did not sense it at all.
The only thing it did is slightly cancel out the flavor of banana. That's it. Like the citric acid or something about it canceled out the banana flavor and just kind of made chocolate chip loaf.
It smelled like a chocolate chip cookie to me.
God.
Like what in the hell?
Let's bring in the proper recipe. Here we have the proper chocolate chip banana bread.
And here's the thing. They're really not.
They look the same.
Indistinguishable.
Pretty much.
I mean, where do you get the idea to substitute milk for OJ? Yeah, this one you can taste banana.
The texture is more moist.
Yeah, a little bit more moist.
I'm definitely upset that they added acids to banana bread.
This is breaking my brain.
This is definitely better.
Could you substitute milk for OJ and other things as well?
Oh my God.
If you're an evil person.
I'm just so confused. Again, OJ instead of the milk. Why wouldn't you just put like extra butter or in my brain I'm like something that's similar to milk. You went to OJ. Like you don't even.
The A to O here is frankly strange.
It's wild. When I burp a little bit, I taste a little bit of orange.
Huh.
All right, I was not expecting this, but this is punishable. But what do you think OJ would deserve for this? I'm just kidding. What? Orange juice. Orange juice?
Yeah.
It like perfectly cancels out the banana. On paper, hate it. Jail, to me.
I'm gonna be honest, in court you have to prove that, someone was a victim, that someone was harmed and something was changed. And while I see the evidence here, personally, I don't think there's enough evidence to say there's a crime.
I would tend to agree.
I think this might be a mistrial.
I think, I don't think a crime was committed in this case. I think this person got away with it.
All right.
Though I do think after this we should write a new law, right? We should put a law so no one else does it. But you get away with it.
Yep. This sets the precedent.
Yeah.
Noah and Shane, thank you for assisting me today on these cases. I hope your bellies are full of justice.
Thank you, definitely.
Anytime you need us, Chief.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you so much for watching. If you have any other cases that we should check out, please put them in the comments. Tag Smosh on social media. Let us know who else you'd like to help me solve these mysteries at this table. And we will see you on the next video. This is Culinary Crimes. If they were substitutions, if there were substitution,
How do you do that?
if there were substitutions made in your food, would you be able to figure out what they are with your little mouth? Today, we are investigating recipes that have been made, substitution made.
Okay, let's walk it back.